And the awards are usually like 8:30.
Have you any support of it?
Yeah.
Welcome back to Ross Video Live Studios. Noel from BVE Daily, and I'm joined by Martin from Syntex Audio. Welcome, Martin.
Hello, nice to be here.
Good. How's the show been for you, Martin?
Absolutely fantastic. Really, really busy. Amazing number of leads. Yeah,
Great.
really good.
Fantastic. Yeah. Ticked all the boxes then.
I think so, yes. We had some terrible weather last year. This year the weather's been a bit friendlier.
Good.
But there seems to be a number of significant projects coming through the pipeline, and
Great.
lots of engineers coming through that are looking to buy things, so that's what we like.
Fantastic. So, Martin, a brief history on yourself and how you came into this industry.
I've been a musician for my whole life, so basically I play the cello and the piano and I sing. Always loved it.
We should have had a piano on stage.
Should have had a piano on our booth, yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Then I foolishly did a geography degree and went into the mapping industry for a few years, which was a sort of unexpected thing. And somewhere in the mid-90s I decided that I really needed to get back to audio.
Yeah.
So I did a little master's at the University of York, and then I landed a job at Soundcraft as a product manager for a couple of years. Then I had about a decade at Mackie with mixing consoles and eventually running that in the UK, including all their brands, and EAW doing the big line array systems, Paul McCartney and Red Square, all sorts of cool things.
Yes.
And then 12 years ago I picked up ownership of a company called Syntax Audio UK, which is an independent distribution company in the UK. Yeah. So that's my little operation. We have 6 people in the team as well as me.
Great.
And we represent various brands. The portfolio changes between 8 and 10 brands typically at any given time. The main brand all the way through that's consistent has been RME, the German audio interface manufacturer, which is a particular specialism of ours, getting sound in and out of computers reliably and around the place.
Yes.
And then about a year ago we forged a partnership if you like, with Calrec, the British broadcast desk manufacturers, and we now represent their smallest desks, the Brio, and we will be representing the Type R as soon as that becomes available in a few months' time.
Okay, so what can people expect to find at your stand today, Martin?
We have a variety of different products. We've got something from every brand that we represent that's relevant to broadcast. Calrec Brio, as I said, which is probably our biggest seller on the Calrec side at this point, which is relevant to smaller broadcasters, local bureaus of foreign broadcasters in London, that kind of thing. Outside broadcast trucks, anywhere that's a bit space constrained. And certainly universities and education really like that because it's a real Calrec desk. So although it's physically small, if somebody learns the ropes on that product, then they'll be able to move on to a larger board in a professional environment once they get out into the world. Other new things that we've got here at the show are RME's latest converter offerings. So the M32 Pro range, which is absolutely latest silicon, latest state-of-the-art analog to digital, digital to analog conversion, really great sound, going on and off MADI, and also AVB, which is another IP format that isn't perhaps quite as popular in the broadcast market. Yes. But it's the latest, greatest from RME, very popular in live sound. So we're working with people like L Acoustics, D&B, Mayer Sound, on immersive audio rigs and that sort of thing. Heavy, high channel count audio.
Yes. And in the past, audio was always seen as a poor relation. You know, get the picture right first, and the sound will follow in. But sound now seems to be on almost level pegging to the picture. Has that helped you a lot?
I wouldn't go quite as far as level pegging. I mean, I agree. Of course, I'm a sound guy. Dyed in the wool, and I will be a sound guy to the day I die. And so one has always felt this kind of 90%, 10% thing in terms of budgets and perhaps in terms of attention. I agree with you. But you know, how easy is it to understand what's going on the television with the sound turned down? We all know this. We all know that sound is absolutely crucial. It's got to be there and it's got to work. So I'm optimistic that with some of these formats, the converging IP formats particularly, where things like SMPTE 2110, which is a new thing that's coming that I think the BBC is championing very much, so things like Cardiff Central Square, the new hub for Wales. SIMT 2110, the audio component of that is just one part of the whole thing. It's video, it's audio, it's discoverability, it's control, it's the whole package altogether. And I'm kind of hoping that maybe audio will be considered as a part of the complete package from the outset, rather than being, the also-ran, the thing that people think about afterwards.
Yes.
So hopefully, yes, it'll be better.
Good. And the UK market is a massive market, and how important is BVE, do you think, to convey your message to the audience here?
Well, I think BVE is the only channel really to get the kind of equipment message through.
Yeah.
Lots of engineers come to this show. There used to be one or two, which I won't name, in the old days,
yes.
Long ago, which people fondly remember, which no longer exist.
Yeah.
It's very important to have a forum like this to actually meet all the engineers, press the flesh.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, we all understand that most people get most of their information from the internet these days. In terms of actually looking at the product functions, they can read the manual usually in advance, and they can really become quite experts in the product before they even get to you. But for a larger, more expensive, probably a capital purchase, there's nothing like actually seeing the product in the flesh, feeling it, feeling the faders, how the buttons feel, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think for in broadcast particularly, and more expensive installations, seeing the products in the flesh physically, there's no substitute for that, and just getting a bunch of peer reviews off the internet isn't going to give you the confidence necessarily that the product is going to satisfy you, it's going to be built to the quality that you want. So I think a trade show, a physical show where you come and people meet and see the products is invaluable for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, of course, it's always invaluable, and that will never change for networking and meeting people, forging new contacts, which we've done a lot of at this show, so it's been really good.
Speaking to you, over the last while, Martin, you come across as a passionate guy and very interested in the client and getting the right products and services to them. So do you think having a trustworthy relationship with a client is important in this industry?
I think it is, yes. I mean, my background is technical. A lot of people that end up running a company somehow started out technical in one way or another. I think the relationship, being able to understand somebody's question, listening to the client, really listening to what they want and not just imposing your worldview on them, finding out what they need, hopefully supplying that, or even in some cases being really helpful and sending them somewhere else if you know that a competitor has a better product in that particular instance. It nurtures the relationship and it results in repeat business, which is the holy grail really. People that just trust you and come back to you time and time and time again. Yeah. And I think I'd like to think that that's one of the ways in which I've managed to, survive and thrive and prosper in this industry, just by being a straightforward person that folk can come to, ask a question, get an honest answer. Yeah. And it seems to work.
Yeah. Well, Martin, it's an absolute pleasure in interviewing you. It's I think proof that good guys can be successful, and long may it continue.
That's very kind. Thank you. Cheers.
Good.